Hi, it's me again. I'm just making this video because I was waiting to make a video until I hit 30 days, and I hit 30 days yesterday, and 30 days is the longest time that I've had off of opiates since 2014, so that's a pretty big deal. And for most of you who have followed my journey into madness and the depths of despair and drug addiction and self-annihilation and trying to pick myself up again and again and again, let's just say that I never thought that I would make it to 30 days. I felt pretty emotional yesterday on the 30-day mark because the last time I relapsed was at day 28, and honestly, I just realized how precarious my sobriety is and how I need to be very vigilant and aware, because if I'm not, I'm going to be using. Wow, yeah, like I really don't know what to say. It's just like, oh, I don't know, I'm just so thankful. Like, I'm so fucking thankful to be alive, and that's something that, like, not a lot of people understand if they haven't struggled with addiction. But when I think about where I came from, and I look at where I am now, it's like, it's just night and fucking day. It's just night and day. And, so the things that are the most different for me in sobriety are, I am less reactive with my partner. He has brought it to my attention that I was a fucking cunt when I was using, and I was reactive, and I would get obsessed on things that he would say, because I was obsessed on drugs, and I was obsessed on using. So my obsession transferred into every other area of my life, and I would just ruminate on things for days. And now, I have a cold, excuse me. But now, like, that doesn't matter. Like, I don't sweat the small shit anymore, because, you know what? A good day for me during the last week, or like a week ago, was when I realized that I was no longer sitting to take a shower. Like, I was standing to take a shower. I didn't have to sit to cook at the stove. I didn't have to sit to wash dishes. I didn't have to get high to do any of that stuff either. So, yeah, like, I'm not sweating the small shit, because it's all fucking small shit after you've dealt with addiction. At least right now, that's how I feel with where I am in my recovery. In the last month, I've had, and I'm still having to learn how to do everything. I'm having to learn how to do the dishes sober, how to drive sober, how to fuck sober, how to play with my dog sober, how to go to school sober, how to do everything sober. And it hasn't been easy, but instead of viewing it as an obstacle, I'm viewing it as an opportunity. It's not, oh, I have to learn how to do these things. It's, oh, I get to learn how to do these things again. And it's kind of cool, because it's kind of like being reborn. And I'm not saying that in the dogmatic Christian, like, born-again sense. I'm saying it in just a human sense. I get to learn how to do a lot of things again. And the fact is, I have to learn how to do everything again sober, so I might as well fucking like it, right? Yeah, it's kind of cool. So, what else? I'm less reactive with my partner. I have way more energy. So, like, I thought that when I was using, I was continuing to use because I was telling myself, if you don't use, you're not going to have energy to do A, B, C, D. Well, guess what? Now that I'm sober and the detox and the withdrawal is over, which that took about 17, 18 days. Now that that's over, I'm finding that I have energy to do much more than I ever did in active addiction. So, yeah, it's crazy. Like, my energy levels are more stable. I have I just have more energy. I have more reserve. I have more motivation, drive, willpower. And that didn't come easy. Like, that did not come easy. I think that with kratom, it was definitely a lot easier than coming off of Suboxone. With Suboxone, I was actively suicidal and depressed for 3 months. With kratom, a month. So I do see it as a helpful tool in regards to getting off Suboxone and for harm reduction and stuff like that. So that being said, I have a lot more energy. I'm a lot less reactive. What else? I'm dreaming again, and my dreams are very vivid and insightful and fun. I'm finally sleeping again without anything, without any natural things, without any drugs. And let me tell you, when I got off of Suboxone, I never thought that I would sleep without the help of something again. Because my sleep was fucked up for like 6 months. And anyway, a month off of kratom, I don't know, I'm sleeping again. But I'm taking really good care of myself by eating the correct things when I don't like binge on the occasional piece of cake or whatever. Eating the right things, taking supplements, taking vitamins, walking my dogs, doing all that healthy bullshit. But also, I am, well, I was until school started, taking a lot of downtime. Like, I started playing video games again, and I limit myself to like 2 hours a day, maybe 3. But I just had to be okay with resting and doing less because my brain was and still is healing. So, let's see. I'm back in school. I'm less reactive. I'm not a cut anymore. I'm not sick. My body is regulating its temperature so much better. It's like cold outside, 20 degrees, and I can go outside like a normal human being wearing a coat and like pants. And quite frankly, I'm finding that I don't even have to dress as warm as other people to stay warm. So it's like my brain is working. Or maybe I'm just used to being so fucking cold and laying on the bathroom floor, shivering my ass off, crying and freezing, that, you know, like a little winter thing is like, yeah, whatever, not a big deal. So there's that. Okay, let's talk about creativity. My creativity hasn't really come back. I haven't painted. Somebody asked how long I've been playing the guitar. I don't play the guitar. I don't play the piano. But in this house, we have like 10 guitars and 1 piano because my boyfriend's a musician. Even though he doesn't play the piano, every house should have a fucking piano, okay? It was a gift. I love it. That being said, I have not painted. My creativity hasn't really come back. Not yet. I'm not going to lie about that. But my day-to-day functioning and completing tasks that are crucial to be healthy and alive, like brushing your teeth and showering and wiping your ass correctly, because we all know that in withdrawal, we don't fucking do that. When we're like pissing out our ass and throwing up, like we don't care. Do one old wipe, go back to bed, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I'm doing all of those things, and back in school. I said that I'm down to like 4 cigarettes a day instead of a pack. I was smoking about a pack when I was using because cigarettes were amazing when I was on drugs. And what am I doing to stay sober? Well, honestly, I would say that the number one thing that has kept me from using in the last 30 days was increasing my tolerance to discomfort. I mean, it sounds really simple, but that's really That is the main underlying thing. I had to really learn to be okay with feeling like shit, both physically and mentally, for a very long time. And, of course, when you stop feeling like shit, well, then a different kind of hard part comes up. And that part is the part where you're like, okay, I don't really feel like shit anymore, I want to use, okay? Like, that's normal. And that's when the other tools came in. The tools of looking at the cost-benefit analysis of using or not using. The tools of calling someone. The tools of being honest. The tools of being honest and telling somebody, hey, I want to use. The tools of watching addiction movies of people who have survived. As long as they're not triggering. And, you know, exposing yourself to, like, triggers on a day-to-day basis. Like, I expose myself to one trigger or potentially triggering situation every day. I mean, I have to. I can't live in a fucking bubble. Although I did live in a bubble for a short amount of time, and that was what I needed, and that was safe for me. I introverted. I became a hermit for like a week or two, and just played video games and didn't really talk to anyone. So I don't know, right now I'm thinking about all of the people who have reached out to me and have told me their stories, and I'm really thankful that people are telling me their stories, because I know that when those people share their stories, they don't feel alone. And a lot of times we feel alone when we're active in addiction or trying to get clean, sober, whatever. God, I just think about how alone I fucking felt and how isolated I felt and how in the beginning the only way that I could find some sort of community or friendship was through YouTube. And now I go to Life Ring meetings, I go to the occasional NA meeting, I go to a Buddhist recovery meeting, but I really have had a strong desire to go to like a meeting a day or every other day, only because I'm having a hard time being around normal people right now, and what that means to me is that I'm having a hard time being around people who don't understand my mind, and other addicts usually understand my mind, and it's like this family of people who understand you even if they don't know you. So yeah, I made it to 30 days, and I don't know what to say, but thank you. There were so many times when I would post those videos, and like the support that I got from people sometimes was what kept me going throughout the day. And, you know, when you're coming from a place of feeling so undeserving of anything because you're an addict, the kindness of strangers is insurmountable in regards to the impact that it had on me. So yeah, it's a very humbling experience. This experience of being an addict and getting sober is extremely humbling, and I'm never going to forget where I came from. I'm never going to forget the withdrawal, the detox, the fucking crazy making of being in active addiction. My throat hurts. I'm never going to forget that. I'm never going to fucking forget that. And I'm going to make it a point to not forget that every day, because if I forget that, it would be so easy to go back to what caused me to get to that in the first place. And I want to be able to like constantly relate to people who are struggling the way that I was struggling, because why? I don't know. maybe I just don't want to get, like, lofty and thinking that, like, yeah, I'm doing it, I'm a success, da-da-da. I mean, yeah, like, I am doing it, and that may interpret success. However, having compassion for where people are is much more important to me than feeling good about myself for succeeding. Like, I've said it many times before, I never considered any time that I relapsed or continually used a failure, because I was constantly learning and constantly trying. And, yeah. Anyway, I guess that's it. I feel like this video is getting to be a bit long, and I think I may have been rambling, but I've been really excited to share these things with you all, and thank you for being part of the journey. So, cheers.